If you love a Camel Trophy Land Rover and you're looking for a super scale mini crawler, then look no further than the FCX24M from FMS. It comes in 4 different styles. You've got the Discovery one, you've got the classic Range Rover, you've got a D110 Defender, and you've got the D90 Defender, which is what we're going to be checking out today. So for $120, you get a fully licensed by Land Rover hardbody. You get loads of nice little scale details on it. You know, you've got your door handles, you've got your wing mirrors, you've got the really nice Camel Trophy roof rack. You've also got your ladder on the back, and you've got your spare wheel. You've got your Camel Trophy badges and everything. Really nice lights and everything on there. You know, I really like the look of the body. The only thing I would say with the D90 is the wheels are too big. You know, it does make it look a little bit kind of goofy. I would say out of all 4 of the models, this one is probably the least scale looking just because of those wheels and tyres. But I'll show you in a minute that if you put the different wheels and tyres on there, you know, I think it looks much better. As you can see from some of the mud on it, I have already run it. We'll get to some of the running footage in a minute. The body itself is a hinged design with Velcro on the front. So you just basically pull it up. You can see you've got your all-in-one ESC and receiver in there. You've got your 050 size motor, 2-speed gearbox, shift servo, and then you've got your battery tray on the rear. The battery tray design is actually different on the D90 versus all the rest because of that shorter wheelbase. It does come included with a little 380 mAh 2S LiPo battery, but if you happen to have already an FCX18 or you want to get one of the FCX18 batteries from FMS, it's a 900 mAh battery, and it does, if I just show you, actually fit on the battery tray. Just strap it all in. So you can actually get the 900 mAh battery in there, and you can still close the body without any issues whatsoever. So you could get a ridiculous amount of runtime off the 900 mAh. These things are so small and light. Even with a 380 mAh battery, you get a decent amount of runtime. Chassis-wise on the FCX24M, you've got a metal chassis. It's actually metal bearings, and you've actually got all metal gears throughout the drivetrain. Again, because the D90 is shorter, you've actually got a metal drive shaft on the rear, and then obviously the rest of it's all plastic. So plastic 4-link on the rear, plastic 4-link on the front, plastic drive shaft, plastic axle casings. You've got a servo and axle design, and these ones are straight axles instead of portal axles like you get on the FCX24s, the original kind of FCX24 from FMS. Now it comes basically 99% ready to run. You just need 4 AAA batteries for your transmitter. The transmitter is the usual kind of FMS transmitter that comes with the FCX24. So it's a 3-channel transmitter. You've got channel 3 on the side here to do your 2-speed, just to switch back and forth. So you've basically got first gear, neutral, and then second gear. You can do all the usual things like your trim and everything like that. Your bind button actually turns your lights on because it actually has LED headlights on the front. You know, these are really nice transmitters to use. These are probably one of my favourite mini crawler transmitters to use, to be honest, because they're nice and small, really easy to use in the hand. I like the fact that you've got the foam grip on the wheel as well. And yeah, you know, I don't have any issues with these whatsoever. Much nicer than, you know, a big bulky Traxxas transmitter or something like that. You also get included your instruction manual, and with that you also get a cool little sticker sheet which has got all the little flags on it. You've also got some like Discovery stickers on there and everything. I'm a massive fan of stickers, so I think it's really cool you get stickers included. You do get the same sticker sheet with all 4 models. You also get your usual goodie bag with your 2-amp USB charger, your wheel wrench tool, and you would also get in there the screws to hold on the rear wheel, which obviously I've already put on there. So let's get this thing powered on. The power switch is actually just underneath here. The power switch isn't waterproof, which is my only gripe, I would say, with the electronics on this rig. You know, I've found, in my experience, that all the rest of the electronics are absolutely fine when I've run them in water, but the power switch, if you run that and get that wet, it can be a bit temperamental and stop working. You can just delete it, and just to show you what I mean, on the D110, I've already deleted it. So you basically just chop the power switch off and just wind the cables together. Obviously you want to wrap them or something like that to protect them, and then basically that just allows you to delete that power switch, so you're just removing the problem. So yeah, dead easy to do. If you do find you run the rig in water and then you're like, oh, why wouldn't it turn on, this is probably going to be your culprit, this power switch. So just delete it, problem solved. And then basically with it deleted, as soon as you plug the battery in, you then obviously the rig's powered on, just exactly the same as a Traxxas TRX4M effectively. They don't have a power switch. So little steering servo, you know, they got plenty of power on them, don't have any issues with the steering servo at all. You can see, you know, nice and responsive as well. One thing you can do with these ones is out of the box, generally they won't give you full steering angle. So what you can just do is on your transmitter, just hold the steering wheel and then just press the steering plus button by here, and you might see the wheels move in the background. Just press it until it does the long beep, and then you'll have a bit more steering angle. If you're worried about burning your servo, I've never had a problem, but you know, basically you could just back it off a couple of clicks. So by that I mean just hold the steering wheel again and then just do like 2 clicks, and then you just get, you know, a slightly bit less steering angle, which you probably wouldn't notice the difference, to be honest. But something I just do on all my rigs is just whack that dual rate up on the steering servo all the way just to give me maximum steering angle, and I never have any problems. To turn your lights on, you're just going to press the bind button on the transmitter. And on these ones, you've just got headlights. There's no annoying indicators, which is really, really cool. But there's no other lights. So you haven't got any rear lights or anything like that. Now, they do actually have 2 different wheelbases. So you've got the shorter wheelbase of the D90. And then for all the other 3, they have the longer wheelbase. So the D90 is 111mm wheelbase, and the Range Rover, the Discovery, and the D110 all have 134mm wheelbase. And you can just see there how much shorter the D90 is than the rest of them. Now, I found, to be honest, with the shorter wheelbase, because I've already ran it, with that shorter wheelbase and then obviously it being quite top heavy, I'd say this is probably the least stable out of the 4. If you're looking for the best of the 4, performance-wise, the Range Rover, the classic Range Rover, is the best performing rig out of all of them out of the box. This one amazed me how well it did. If you haven't seen the review video, check it out on my channel, because this thing was amazing on the rock crawler course. For a Ray to run a scale hard body, man, it was brilliant. Now, one of the things I do like about this is it does include oil-filled shocks out of the box as well. So, you know, you've got some nice suspension dampening there and movement. In terms of the wheels and tyres, they're these, I think they're slightly too large for this one, but they are 1-inch wheels, and then they've got these FMS Super Marsha tyres, which they're actually quite grippy, to be fair. They're not glued on or anything, there's no foam, so you could easily change the tyres for different tyres if you wanted to, but realistically you'd probably want to run some beadlock wheels to stop the tyres from slipping. So just to show you what I mean about the wheels and tyres, I've just pinched the wheels off the Range Rover and put them on the D90, and personally I think that looks much more scale now. Obviously you're going to lose a bit of ground clearance because the wheels and tyres that come on it are a bit bigger, but I much prefer the look of that with the smaller wheels. I just think it looks so much more scale. Just let me know what you think of it in the comments, but yeah, I think it transforms it straight away in my opinion. Okay, we've got it out in this element, out on the trail, so let's test out our trail speed first of all, first gear and then second gear. Okay, so you can see it's pretty slow in first gear, but obviously that's what gives us that nice slow speed control. So let's whack it in the second gear. It's got plenty of wheel speed in second gear. You know, if you're going to be trailing and stuff like that, or you want a bit of power, then yeah, plenty of wheel speed for something so small. That's really good. Okay, let's try a little hill climb with the D90. Let's see what it's like on these little bit of rocks. Oh, yeah, you can see it's definitely quite top heavy. Oh. Okay, let's try that again. Try and go nice and slow through here. Come on, you can do it. The Range Rover did really well through here. The Discovery, I think I did the Discovery through it. Oh, the D90's struggling. It's definitely very top heavy, especially with that rear wheel on there. So obviously you've got a bit of rear weight. Oh, come on D90, the Range Rover absolutely bossed this. Okay, well, we made it, but yeah, that was hard work. Let's try the usual little kind of loose dirt kind of climb. Now it has just rained, so obviously the dirt's a bit compacted, so but you can see already the Defender's lifting a wheel, look, and there's not even that big an incline. It's struggling. Yeah, definitely lifts a wheel way more than the Range Rover. Okay, we're at our usual route test, and I'm intrigued to see how this does, because obviously it's got way more ground clearance, or you know, a bit more ground clearance than the Range Rover and the Discovery, but obviously with that it's a lot more top heavy, and obviously with that spare wheel on the back similar to the Discovery, you know, it's rear top heavy. The Range Rover definitely had the advantage, although you know it still struggled because it was so small to get over here. Yeah, the Defender's having similar issues, to be honest, and it's obviously it is a very small 24th scale, and this is quite a big route, but we've got to try it. Come on. You can see how heavy it is, just tipping over. Let's chuck it in second gear, and see if we can wheel speed it over, should we? I think it would probably just go flying, to be honest, but no. That'll be a no. Let's try the bigger route, because the Range Rover almost got over this bigger route. I was really surprised. Now the little D90, obviously that really short wheelbase. It's just doing standing wheelies. Oh dear, straight away look, just into a wheelie. No, it's not going to get over there, is it? Okay, well, we tried at least. This is more like it on the trail. One of the things I do really like about these new FCX24Ms is how much quieter the motor is in first gear. Like, normally they scream when they're in first, but I mean, listen, that's just super quiet. You know, really like it. See how it does over these routes by here. The Discovery and the Range Rover did them pretty easily, to be honest. I do like the slow speed control on these as well, the fact that you can just kind of keep that nice steady throttle and it just goes straight over. So much nicer. It looks tiny though, doesn't it? And yeah, it definitely needs some smaller wheels. I think those wheels are just too big. Now it's not really waterproof, I would say. It's like, what is it, the IPX4 or PPX4 or whatever it is, but you know, it's just going to look so cool running through the water that I've just got to do it. So it's more splash proof really. I'd say this one is a little bit happier to run away with itself because I think it's the smallest of the bunch. You know, how punchy this little motor is quite surprising. But yeah, this one has a tendency to kind of want to run away more, so you have to be quite sensitive with the throttle. You know, you still got really nice slow speed control there. If I just try and go super slow, well, without getting stuck in a rock. Okay, let me try that again. So if I just try and go like super slow, just feathering it along, yeah, that's really good slow speed control considering it's coming up to obstacles, but it's very easy to just give it some throttle and just go along in first. Oh, Defender in water, that's what they're made for. I think with some accessories on this and some smaller scale wheels, it'll look really, really cool. I think at the moment the wheels they're too big for me. You know, it gives it a bit more ground clearance, but I don't know, I think the shorter wheelbase kind of counters it in my opinion. The Range Rover, you know, much better performance from the Range Rover in my opinion. Okay, let's try the D90 on the rock crawler course. I haven't got high hopes, to be honest, because I've already taken it on the trail and it struggled with just like climbing obstacles on the trail, so I think it's going to really struggle. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, that short wheelbase is definitely making it struggle. Let's see if we can get a run up and get up there. Nope. Okay, let's try second gear if we can get up there. That'd be a no. Okay, next obstacle. Okay, let's see if it can get up here. This is kind of the second hardest obstacle, I suppose. Oh, it's definitely just lifting a lot, isn't it? Such a short wheelbase and then the tyre on the back. It's just very top rear heavy. Yes, obviously it's not a rock crawler, you know, this is more of a trail truck in my opinion, but yes, it's let's cheat a minute. Okay, you can see even there, look, the lean that it's got and how much it's shifting to the rear, so it's definitely going to struggle. Yeah, it's definitely no rock crawler, is it? I don't think we're going to get very far on this course, to be honest. Just for a laugh, let's just try the Gatekeeper just so we can see how it compares to the other rigs. The Discovery couldn't get up here, but the Range Rover actually could. So far the Range Rover is kind of the best performing out of the box. Yeah, that is just... This is pretty much doing what the Discovery was doing, but worse, probably. Yeah. I think the D90, to be honest, out of them all, is probably the worst performing, just because of that really short wheelbase. So, you know, it's not really suited to climbs and stuff like that. It definitely needs some low down weight. It wouldn't be fair not to give it a chance to get around here with it, so let's just run it around here. This one is definitely more sensitive on the throttle than the rest of them, I think, because it's so small. Oh, look, we're just struggling on that rock. Because it's so small, it's obviously weighs a bit less. It's, yeah, you've got to be really gentle on the throttle, because it's super sensitive. That little motor has got some serious punch to it. Oh, this is going to go straight away, look. Can we save it? Oof, I can go forward a bit more. Then turn. Oh, no, it's not going to have it, is it? Let's try manoeuvre. Oh, nah, okay, yeah, it's not having it. Yeah, I think for me the D90 needs some smaller wheels, it needs a bit more low down weight, and it is going to be much more suited to a little cool trail truck. You know, it does struggle with most obstacles, to be honest, that lift it. You know, as soon as that nose starts going up, it just falls over. I would say the D90 is my least favourite out of them all. One, I think, because it doesn't look as nice, to be honest, or at least not as nice as the others. You know, it still looks pretty cool. I love the fact that it's camel trophy. I love the roof rack, the ladder. You know, I love all the little accessories and the details and everything on it. But I think the others just look nicer, and I would definitely say if you like them all and you want the best performing, then get the Range Rover. The Range Rover literally walks all over them all. It is such a good performer out of the box. But yeah, this one obviously with its short wheelbase and so on, it's just struggles. You know, if you love a Defender and you're going to chuck some accessories on there, maybe do a bit of weathering, change the wheels and tyres, give it a bit more low down weight, then I think this thing will be really, really cool. Anyway, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Which one do you prefer the most? The Disco, the Range Rover, the D90 or the D110? Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.